This is Jeremy Phillips with findingyourchurch.com, and I want to talk about a small group ministry resource that's kind of overlooked possibly. And so a lot of times when we're searching for those kind of resources, we are looking for Bible studies and, DVDs and online resources and that kind of thing that can be the content in the groups. But I want to talk about something a little bit different, and that's how you display and your small groups on your website and how easily it is for people to find and connect to a group. And so the church that I'm currently connected with, Journey Church, I've installed a plugin, and this only works with WordPress. And I know that a lot of churches out there are using WordPress. And if you are looking to create a new website, I would suggest WordPress. If you have, even some level of technical skill, but if you already have a WordPress website, this plugin will just pop right in, and it's Groups Engine. And there's a link to that in the description so that you can find it easily. But this plugin displays all of your available groups. And that's where, even whether you're a small church or a large church, it really doesn't matter. You can end up with a lot of groups for people to sift through. Even if you're a small church, you could end up with 10 or 15 groups. And that's kind of not really, to just put them in a list on your website's not necessarily the best way to do it. And so when you're also reliant kind of on what information people give you. But so let's just say, that we check out one of these groups, it loads the content up, and you have a map, and you can actually take some of these things off or add them on, whoever you want it led by. These fields, basically, you could remove or add depending on if you use them or not. But you can add in the location, the leader, and all of that kind of stuff, and you can share it. You have share links built right in, a map built right in. It takes all the work out of it. So when you add them into the back end of the plugin, all of this shows up, and it shows up in that list so that you don't have to worry about that. And so then basically they can just contact the group leader to get involved, and it just sends that group leader an email, and you just add that group leader's email in the back end inside of that group, and people can contact them easily to get involved. And you don't have to manage this then at that point. It's just a simple way, as long as you have WordPress, that you can just add in this plugin and it just works. And so there is a little bit of setup involved, but the way, since it works so well, and you can add in all of this information and it'll sort all this for you, it's definitely well worth it. And it really doesn't matter what kind of groups you're doing. The only thing that you do have to be aware of is it does need a location and a time. And so it does let you say things like, meets regularly on Wednesdays. So you don't have to have exactly a time, but you do need to kind of pick a day. And so that's where, when I had, we had a couple of e-groups that you can see up here, and I just added these e-groups in because they don't have a time or location. So I added them in above, and then all of the time and location groups I added here. So you got to maybe do a little workaround on a couple of things like that, but it's really no big deal. You can just work around that. And so I would encourage you, if you're looking for small group resources, be sure you're also thinking about how you're going to display these groups and how people are going to find and connect to your groups. And so I would suggest, click on the link in the description, and it will lead you directly to what I would say is the best small groups ministry plugin for WordPress, and it will make it much easier for people to find and interact with your groups.